Honda's pugnacious urban EV concept made its second auto show appearance ever here at Geneva this week, and it's just as adorable and retro as it seemed when it debuted in Frankfurt last year. Not to worry, you will be seeing a lot more of this tiny heartbreaker when it goes into production in 2019. Most electric vehicles without a Tesla badge aren't really head-turners. The Chevy Bolt and Nissan Leaf may have decent range and affordable price points, but their function over form designs don't inspire much joy. Honda seems to be trying to rectify that with the Urban EV, which is scheduled for release in Europe next year. It's a Japanese plush toy come to life. The concept sets the direction for the technology and design that will appear on a future battery-electric Honda production model, the Japanese auto giant says. Built on a new platform, the pint-sized two-door EV is some 4 inches shorter than a Honda Fit. Honda made the design simple, starting with the rear-engine doors that are about the only thing this concept has in common with a Rolls-Royce. The interior is like a 1970s living room on wheels. There is space for 4 people inside. A super-wide digital display sits on top of a dashboard that looks more like a sideboard. There is a noticeable lack of buttons or switches, which is a great visual relief, but such minimalism is not an uncommon feature in concept car designs. Honda says the Urban EV will come with a digital voice-activated assistant called Honda Automated Network Assistant that learns from the driver by detecting emotions behind their judgments. If this sounds like something out of a dystopian science fiction novel, Honda is clearly trying to soften the blow by wrapping it in a cool, retro package like the Urban EV. There's still no word on important specs like the battery pack, propulsion, and range, but those will be sure to emerge as the Urban EV gets closer to production. While Honda has just started to offer the Clarity EV in the US and Japan, the company once known as a pioneer of hybrids has fallen behind rivals such as Nissan in the electrification stakes. The Urban EV is supposed to represent a clean start and indicate a fresh direction for Honda.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk has claimed that the company could surpass the claimed specs of the semi-truck when it launches. In a tweet he outlined that the company is optimistic about beating its specs for the same price. He said, "I'm feeling optimistic about beating the semi-specs announced at the unveiling for the same price. The Tesla Semi will be something really special." No specifics were outlined in the tweet, but it could mean more range or more power. When the Semi was launched, the truck specs blew away the industry. It is powered by 4 independent motors on the rear axles, allowing it to accelerate from 0-60 mph in 5 seconds without a cab. Even with a max load of 80,000 pounds, the truck can race from 0-60 mph in 20 seconds. At a 5% grade it can travel at 65 mph, compared to a typical diesel truck's 45 mph. Tesla claimed that fuel savings would be significant and owning a Semi would be cheaper from day one. Energy consumption is also expected to be less than 2 kWh per mile. There will be 2 versions of the Semi, a 300-mile variant and a 500-mile variant, which costs $150,000 and $180,000 respectively. Daimler's head of trucks has cast doubt on the Semi specs and says that it defies physics. Martin Daum told Bloomberg, "If Tesla really delivers on this promise, we'll obviously buy 2 trucks, one to take apart and one to test, because if that happens, something has passed us by." But for now, the same laws of physics apply in Germany and in California. Skeptics have suggested that the cost of batteries and weight needed to achieve Tesla's lofty claims aren't currently viable to achieve.
The GMC Sierra has always driven in the shadow of the mechanically identical Chevrolet Silverado. But with both trucks due for a redesign for the 2019 model year, GMC is doing more than ever to distinguish the Sierra from its bow-tie-wearing sibling. The 2019 GMC Sierra boasts many of the new features introduced on the 2019 Silverado, which debuted in January at the Detroit Auto Show. But the GMC also gets a few notable tech features of its own, as well as a Carbon Pro carbon fiber pickup box. Carbon fiber is often used in performance cars, but GMC is the first to use the lightweight material in a production pickup truck. The carbon fiber box is 62 pounds lighter than a standard steel box and will be an optional extra. A steel box will come as standard equipment. As with the 2019 Silverado, GMC used multiple materials in the body of the 2019 Sierra, including aluminum for the doors, hood, and tailgate, and steel for the fenders, roof, and the pickup boxes of base models. Altogether, the 2019 Sierra is up to 360 pounds lighter than the previous generation, GMC said. Those weight savings should equate to better fuel economy, although official numbers aren't available yet. GMC also created what might be the world's most complicated tailgate. The Multi-Pro tailgate opens at the push of a button, just like on many of the Sierra's rivals. It can also be reconfigured into a step or a place to rest your laptop, or your beer, and includes a fold-out chalk for keeping longer items in place while the tailgate is down. Like many other automakers, GMC is trying to bring a higher level of tech to trucks. The Sierra gets a trailering app that includes a pre-departure checklist, maintenance reminders, trailer light test, tire pressure and temperature monitors, and a feature for diagnosing trailer electrical issues. Other notable features included a surround view camera system, the rear camera mirror previously seen on certain Cadillac and Chevrolet models, and a head-up display. GMC claims the latter two features have never been offered in a truck before. The Sierra itself has a somewhat more conservative exterior design than the Silverado, which might be a good thing for buyers put off by the Chevy's more unusual looks. As with all of its other models, GMC will try to separate the Sierra from its Chevy sibling with higher quality interior materials and a glitzy Denali version, which will also come standard with adaptive suspension and an 8.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system with navigation. The engine lineup is identical to the Silverado's, meaning buyers can choose between carryover 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter gasoline V8s, and a new 3.0-liter Duramax turbo diesel inline-six. The 6.2-liter V8 and the diesel get a new 10-speed automatic transmission. The 2019 GMC Sierra goes on sale this fall in SLT and Denali trim levels. Additional details and pricing will be released closer to launch.
Honda CR-V SUVs and Honda Civic cars with high oil levels are waiting to be fixed in China as Honda tries to respond to a growing chorus of owner complaints about overwhelming fuel odors in the vehicles. Based on customer complaints, the high oil levels and fuel smells have hit Honda customers hardest in the northern areas of China where low temperatures are common. Dongfeng Honda, a Chinese car company half-owned by Honda, originally announced in February a recall of about 350,000 Honda CR-V SUVs and Honda Civics. The vehicles are equipped with 1.5-liter turbocharged Earthstream's direct injection engines that, according to Honda, have oil levels too high due to short drives in cold weather. The automaker says the cold climate and short trips cause condensation and excess fuel vapors if the engines don't have time to reach temperatures that would normally burn off the contaminants. Honda says excess fuel builds up and stays in the oil pan where it would normally evaporate and recycle through the combustion chamber of the engine. In addition to the high oil levels and fuel smells, customers report illuminated engine warning lights, but Honda says the problems won't cause engine damage and there haven't been any reports of crashes. Dongfeng Honda told Beijing media that experts from the Honda Technology Research Institute conducted lab tests and real-world driving tests in northern China and allegedly determined the high oil levels don't cause abnormal engine wear. The high oil levels also allegedly won't cause any performance issues with the CR-VS and Civics, and although numerous customers complain about high oil levels and gas odors, no customer has alleged engine damage. Investigators further determined the engine warning light will activate when the oil level hits 21 mm above the limit of the dipstick. Honda and Dongfeng planned on resolving the problems by updating the gasoline injection control software, adjusting the ignition timing and speed of the engines and updating the fuel injection timing to effectively burn off excess fuel. Additionally, the automaker planned on extending the warranty to 6 years, but Chinese officials put the kibosh on the plans, at least concerning the CR-VS. Chinese regulators say Honda needs to come up with better recall plans for the CR-V SUVs and will likely need to do the same for the Civics. This means Honda cannot sell CR-VS in the country until officials approve new recall repairs. Honda recommends limiting extended idling periods, using a block heater and driving the vehicle in a lower gear to cause the engine to warm up faster. The automaker says longer trips at higher engine revolutions will help the excess fuel and vapors to properly evaporate. While Honda stays busy responding to Chinese customers about the CR-VS, the automaker has experienced its own problems in the US concerning gas smells in the SUVs. A class action lawsuit filed in 2016 alleges model year 2016 Honda CR-VS have problems with fuel odors in the cabins, and a separate lawsuit alleges 2015 to 2017 CR-V SUVs have defects that cause fuel odor problems within a year of owning the SUVs.